What's up guys, Barry Gaming here, back with some more AFK Journey, and today we're going to be talking about something very specific, and it's the reason why both Mikola and Smokey have been really good, and why Mikola has made Smokey even better. And it's not even just because of these two heroes. Well, it's really a third hero is the reason why both these heroes are so good, and I want to explain why for those of you guys who don't quite understand. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Let's talk about this mystery third hero. That's why these two heroes are so godly right now. So if you haven't guessed it yet, it is all because of Lily May, and it's really down to what her kit does and how she works. If it wasn't for this girl coming out at the launch of the test servers, the VN, Asia, whatever you want to call it, I don't think Mikola would even really be a viable target, and I think Smokey wouldn't be as valuable as he has become, because you now know Smokey's part of a few different teams in Dream Realm that he was actually not a part of, and it's all thanks to him, Mikola, and how they interact with Lily May. So let's talk about her kit in general. We know that her ultimate ability is one that stops the ultimates from going off. That part is really cool, but it's really her base skill set that does some amazing things. So Rainstorm Ballet, this one is absolutely amazing. This is where she goes invincible, she dashes around the battlefield, she does all these different hits and everything, really solid. But it's her Swallow's Flight that is what makes her truly amazing. Lily May grows stronger during the battle. Each normal attack or skill will grant her experience points, with an extra point awarded for assists and kills. Once her XP bar is filled, she grows stronger, permanently increasing her attack by 10% and enhancing her next 4 normal attacks or attacks from Rainstorm Ballet, the dashing ability. This enhanced attack will deal additional true damage equal to 3% plus a skill power portion of the target's max HP, capping out at a specific number. The growth effect can happen 4 times across battle. So that means by the end, you can get up to 40% additional attack, and then you're doing crazy high amounts of damage. That's cool and all. You know, we have some penetration and stuff going on with this ability. This is where it gets big. Rainfall Bliss. At Mythic Plus, she unlocks this. Lily May grows once upon receiving a non-permanent stat boost from an ally. Each ally can trigger this effect once per battle, so having as many allies as possible with non-permanent stat buffs is absolutely huge, because if you do get this up to level 4, she's technically getting 14% for each one of them, meaning beyond what she can already get for the 10% that she's gaining herself based on the way her attacks go and everything, she can also get 14 times 4. Yes, that can be a crazy high amount of stats, although I don't know if her abilities are considered temporary or if hers even trigger this. I don't know, but at the least that's still what, 56% additional attack potentially if you have teams set up to give her tons of buffs. And there are specific heroes that do buff this ability and some that do not. Of course, you know, enhancing her further gets her ultimate to make the enemy lose 1,000 energy instead of 700. And then additionally, Arcane Barrage is nice because it shoots extra projectiles. That's exactly what she wants to do. But it is this growth ability which is what makes Mikola and Smokey so good, because remember, Smokey, we've been using him forever, mainly because of the way his aura works right here. His aura, just by being in it, you get an increased amount of attack by 20% plus an additional percentage of skill power. Man, I actually realized that just now. Are we actually using skill power? Good Lord, I hope we are. Yes, okay, we're using 3 skill power. That's good. Yeah, you definitely want to prioritize the skill power on this to get additional percentage of attack to your allies, which is just really awesome. Of course, there's other things that are great too about him, but this buff is important and the healing output is important. But previously, if you ran Smokey on a lot of these, you had to run Coco in tandem to give some of that damage reduction, that shielding, all that fun stuff. But with the addition of Mikola, you can now run Smokey and Mikola on a lot of these Dream Realm bosses that you previously could not. And that's because same exact thing, if you have control of this heroic duel honor arena, you're getting constant AoE healing. So not only are you getting the aura from Smokey, you're also getting the aura from her, and once again at 20% plus an additional 1% per skill power from Mikola as well. The other thing that's nice, and I think what really kind of makes up for not having the Coco, is the fact that she's also buffing the weakest allies, 3 of them, basically herself and 2 others, with physical and magic defense equal to 40%. That's pretty huge. That's a lot of damage reduction right there, which is pretty solid. And everything else is like, okay, it's not really necessary. Her core kit is here just by like unlocking the hero, which is really nice, especially this attack buff. And that's why, is because you're enabling this growth ability so fast that you're getting additional attack, and it's really popping off. You'll notice most of the teams that these two are used in are because Lily May is the main damage dealer. If Lily May is not the main damage dealer, it's not that big of a deal, but it's the fact that Mikola exists now means Smokey is usable in even more game modes. If you guys are intrigued on what abilities actually proc this Lily May ability, we'll go over that next. So I actually saved this on Reddit a while ago when the hero first came out 19 days ago. March 1392 made an amazing post, and I have to give all credit to him because he literally went through, or they went through, and they figured out how these abilities work, because you know, another hero that has a very similar skill of the way that Lily May's growth works is the DNL ability as well. So he went through and he did a lot of testing. If you want to see exactly all the like spells and everything, it's interesting. None of them apply, but the supports that do interact with Lily May and such are heroes like Damien, Faye, Hammy applies on both of them as well. Yes, Hammy, for those who actually might use Hammy. Haywin's works as well. Coco works on both of them. Ludovic's does not work, which is surprising. Nero's doesn't, Rowan's doesn't, Rainier's doesn't, and Smokey's does apply to both. So Smokey, and now of course Mikola gets added to the list. These are abilities that aren't going to be as strong like these up here. They still count for the growth, but of course Smokey and Mikola are just really good because, well, it's also giving bonus attack, which is the whole point of that anyway. There are some other abilities here. I'll put a link down to this down in the description because I'd love to see what your guys' feedback is on all this, and if you've seen any other different types of interactions. I'm kind of sad to see a hero like Citrana's Ignite Passion does not apply, but I think that's like, it counts as a permanent buff, not a temporary one, because of course most of the temporary ones have a limit to what they do, or a time limit, or some sort of thing that causes it to drop off, whereas some of these do not. Scarlita's Valkyrie Spirit does not apply it either, which is a little sad. That would be really awesome if it did. Shakir, there was, it seems like it applies to both, which is why Shakir is used in some of those Dream Realm teams now too. Tayleen's doesn't, Thorin seems to not. So there's a lot of abilities that can and cannot do it. But yeah, Smokey and Mikola, definitely the top two. Now, sadly, a lot of this information is going to go to waste, or at least be put on hold for quite a while, because remember, we're coming up to the end of the season, which means we're going to have a new season. We're going to start leveling from scratch again. We're not going to be in endless game modes for bosses right out of the gate. You're going to see the return of magic damage dealers like Alsa and Odie, most likely at the tippity top of the list, although I think Lily May is going to stay there. Most likely, we're going to have to throw Coco back in teams for that damage reduction and shielding power when she has Mythic Plus. But maybe Mikola and Smokey can still keep competitive with a crazy amount of healing output. It just depends on if we're getting one shot or if we can survive and heal through it. Hopefully you guys enjoy this one. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you guys next time.